Ashkelon, today a city with about 150,000 inhabitants, most of them Jews. The origin of the name Ashkelon is probably from the word shekel, due to the place being a trade center. Where today the Ashkelon National Park, next to the beach, was located the Old City. Many layers of history have been found at the site, beginning at the end of the Stone Age. The Canaanites built a city and surrounded it with a wall. In the 12th century BC, about 3,200 years ago, the Philistines arrived. They ruled the place for 600 years, in great friction with the Jews who were mainly in the mountain area. In 604 BCE, Sennacherib king of Babylon destroyed the city, and exiled the Philistines to Babylon. Excavations also revealed a large tomb with about 1,500 dogs, the significance of which is unknown. The Persians then conquered the city, and it returned to being a port and commercial city. Years later Ashkelon was conquered by the Hellenists and the city returned to its greatness. About 2,000 years ago, during the reign of Herod, who was a native of the city, he developed and built all the cities of the country, including Ashkelon, which was known for its glory throughout Roman and Byzantine rule, at which time Jews also lived there. About 1400 years ago, Ashkelon was conquered by the Muslims, who built a mosque there. 500 years later, the Crusaders came from Europe, and the Muslims fortified the city and tried to defend it, but the city was conquered, destroyed and rebuilt. After 100 years the Muslims regained control of the place and a few years later lost again to the Crusaders. The mosque became a church and the church became a mosque, so did every ruler according to his religion. In 1270 AD the city was conquered by the Mamluk Baybars, who destroyed the city like many other cities in the country. Since then the city has remained devastated and desolate. About 500 years ago, an Arab settlement called Al-Maidal began, where today is the Migdal neighborhood, which is located in the city center. During the War of Independence, the Egyptian Expeditionary Force arrived in the settlement on its way to occupy Tel Aviv, and was later subdued in Operation Yoav by the IDF. Most of the Arab residents fled. Those who remained in the area were evacuated in 1950 under pressure from the Israeli military regime. Jewish immigrants settled there, and the Afrodar neighborhood was established for Jews from South Africa. The neighborhoods were united and the new city of Ashkelon began to develop. In the 1990s many Jewish immigrants arrived after the fall of the Soviet Union. Today it is a beautiful and developed city and continues to grow.